Allen Iverson is one of the best and most influential players to ever play in the league. An NBA MVP, 11-time All-Star, one of the most electrifying players to ever touch the court. But what happens when one of the league's brightest stars takes his talents overseas? Today we're diving into AI's fascinating yet turbulent stint with Besiktas in Turkey, a chapter in his career that's often overlooked, but filled with lessons about basketball, business, and life. I'm Anthony Goods, a Stanford gentleman turned NBA scout. Welcome back to my channel. If you got a second and you want to support the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. Today we're going to dive into a little-known story about one of my favorite players, Allen Iverson. Let's get started. In the fall of 2010, after his last NBA season, Allen Iverson signed in Turkey with Besiktas on a 2-year, $4 million deal. This contract included an out clause after the first season, giving Iverson the flexibility to make another run at the NBA if an opportunity arose. Just a year before, he split the NBA season between the 76ers and the Memphis Grizzlies, playing for a prorated vet minimum of $1.3 million. He played a little over 20 games before stepping away from the 76ers in February due to family problems, which ended up being his last NBA game. Allen Iverson signing in Turkey was such a big deal because it's unheard of to see an 11-time NBA All-Star sign in Europe on a multi-year deal. The Besiktas fan base welcomed him with open arms, and immediately he was looked at as a game-changing addition for the team. Iverson made his debut in the Turkish league with flashes of his signature brilliance. In the 7 Turkish league games he played for Besiktas, he averaged 14.3 points and 4.7 rebounds. Adjusting to a new style of play and a new country ain't easy, so averaging 14 and 4 while joining a team in the middle of the season is something I consider a success. But the situation was far from ideal. The team struggled, and Iverson's production, even though it was good, wasn't enough to elevate Besiktas to success. He also played in some Euro Cup games, but Besiktas failed to make it out of the group stage, and they didn't make it to the round of 16. At the end of his time in Turkey, Iverson got an injury from a calcium deposit in his right calf, which would ultimately force him to return to the United States for treatment. In the end, he would not return to the team, and his playing days were over. But despite the challenges, Iverson's presence in Turkey wasn't without impact. His arrival brought significant attention to Besiktas and the Turkish Basketball League. Fans showed up in droves to watch the answer in action, proving that his star power extended far beyond the NBA arenas. Allen Iverson's time with Besiktas was brief and complicated, but it tells a larger story about the struggles many athletes face, on and off the court. Whether it's adjusting to life after the NBA, battling injuries, or navigating financial troubles, Iverson's journey serves as a reminder of the human side of professional sports. During the same year Iverson left Turkey, the NBA lockout of 2011 commenced and sparked a mass exodus to Europe for many NBA players. Lucrative short-term contracts were being signed left and right by NBA players until the lockout ended in December. Before we get back to this AI video, I gotta let y'all know I've been playing Prize Picks this football season, and you can receive $50 by just playing $5 in lineups with my promo code. We're gonna talk about it, but first let me show y'all my picks this week. Some of y'all might call me a hater, but I got Baker Mayfield and Joe Burrow throwing for less than 249 and 287 yards this week. I think week 18 gonna be light for everybody. Prize Picks is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, and if you got the skill, you could turn $10 into $1,000 in just a few taps. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my lineup in less than 60 seconds. It only takes $5 and a promo code to support the channel. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code AGOODS24 to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. Again, go to prizepicks.com and use promo code AGOODS24 to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play just $5 in lineups. One more time, that's prizepicks.com and use promo code AGOODS24. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Though I can't confirm, I'm sure the impact and success of Allen Iverson's arrival in Turkey influenced a lot more European teams to sign NBA players during the lockout for short-term deals. Allen Iverson's legacy will always be defined by his incredible impact on the game of basketball. His stint in Turkey may not have been what he or his fans imagined, but it's still a chapter that adds depth to his story. AI's career will always be more than just basketball. It was about resilience, reinvention, and the power of staying true to yourself. And for that, we'll always remember the answer. So what are your thoughts on Allen Iverson's time in Turkey? And keep in mind, he was 35 years old when he signed in Turkey, and that's a big adjustment for an older player having to go to a European team, playing twice a week, practicing twice a day. It's not easy, especially when you think about the lack of resources, the travel, and a host of other obstacles you have to face. Let me know your thoughts, and also drop a comment and let me know who else career path y'all would like me to cover. That's all I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help. And as always, keep shooting, and I'll keep scouting.
This opportunity was a great opportunity for me, just listening to my agent and my manager, and from the two sides communicating with each other. I felt like that would be the best thing for me. And then once I got here and started interacting with the people, I actually knew that this is where I wanted to be, just being accepted, and the fans and the organization embracing me the way they did. I knew I made the right decision. The level of competition, just knowing that it wasn't a big drop in the competition as far as the NBA and European basketball. Obviously there's a lot of talent on the European teams, being that there's so many NBA basketball players on the European team, and they're only getting better, and gaining more confidence in their ability to play basketball.
And before we get out of here, a couple things I wanted to point out was how the game was played back in 2010 in Europe. Iverson coming from the NBA, obviously he was going to have to play another level of defense, but you can see here, he really struggled getting through these screens. And I'm not saying they weren't moving screens, and I'm not saying they weren't fouls, but it was a really physical game, and he was not getting the calls that he was used to in the NBA. I might do a longer film study, but I just wanted to point a couple of these out. And then on the offensive end, you can see he's being face guarded on this play, but it was literally like this the entire game. He did get free, didn't have his greatest game in this game playing against a EuroLeague team, but he was face guarded a lot. Even though he was 35 and 6 foot tall, he still demanded that respect, and rightfully so.
Keyifli bir Beko Basketbol Ligi karşılaşması başladı sevgili izleyiciler. 4 dakika 15 saniye geride kaldı. Şimdi Cevher üstelik atış girmiyor.